Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. So, we're going to be doing a general reading for air sign Gemini and water sign Cancer. And so they are both going to be general readings, which can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, etc. So always take it how it may resonate for you. All are welcome, regardless of whether, actually, all are welcome regardless of where your Gemini or Cancer is in your chart. So, for instance, sun sign Geminis, moon sign Geminis, Gemini rising or ascendant, Gemini in Venus, Gemini in Jupiter, right? Everybody is welcome. And again, we all have Gemini somewhere in our birth chart. So I always encourage everyone, if you haven't already, to get a free birth chart online to find out what your other placements are, because depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate, let's say, more with your sun sign or with your moon sign or your rising sign, or you just want for matters of love, which would be your Venus, or etc., etc. Okay, so I think it's astrologycafe.com or cafeastrology.com. It's one or the other. I always kind of mix it in my mind. They have a really good website with a free birth chart, and you can get one even if you don't know your exact birth time. So you'll find out everything except your rising or ascendant sign if you don't know your birth time. All right. And yes, Cleo wants to bless the cards. You say thank you. You say let's have a good reading. Okay. All right. So yeah, Gemini. I've pulled all of your cards here. So I just wanted to, talk about, what's going to be going on here in your reading and get into all that stuff. But I do want to do a sound bell first shortly, just to kind of tune in to your energy again, and to be able to receive the messages from spirit for you guys. Okay. And it's just always good to, again, kind of have a little sound healing meditation with the sound bowl. The other thing, okay, you can come up just for a second. The other thing before we start is I did want to say that I took a picture of all your cards here, Gemini, and I will post it after the live is done. So if you're interested in seeing all the cards together in one place, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there. It just basically takes you to my website that takes you to my Facebook if you want to see the photo, but no pressure. But yes, what else? General reading, timeless reading. So for some people, this may resonate before or after December 1st through December 29th. So always keep that in mind as well. But I think that's pretty much it. So yes, Cleo, I love you. I'm going to put you down though. So let's go ahead here and do a little sound bell and get into the Gemini reading. All right, so just be aware it does get a little loud for a second if you're sensitive or listening with headphones. So, and if you want to, you can just kind of breathe and chill out, zone in, tap in, whatever you want to call it. All right, here we go. So, Gemini. All right. Gemini. Okay. So just put this over here, dear Gemini. All right, so let's talk about real quickly for some of the people that are new or haven't been back in a while. We are going to be talking about a 4 week time period. So each of these cards on the top, the four cards, are going to correspond to about a week's time frame or so. But nothing, oh, I'm sorry, honey, you're right under my feet. Nothing is set in stone, okay? But we'll go ahead and call out the dates and then I'll go over them again as we're on each one of those cards. But we were saying that the first card could be from around December 1st through the 7th. The second card could be from around December 8th through December 16th. And the third card could be from around December 16th through December 23rd. And the fourth card could be from around December 24th through December 29th. Okay. And then we'll go over the other cards a little bit later, depending on, this is where the spirit wants me to talk to you about it, but it's usually as we go through. So anyway, Gemini, let's also call out your first four main cards here. So you have the Prince of Cups in the right side up position. You have the Ten of Swords in the right side up position. You have the Four of Staves in the reverse position. And you have the Two of Sacred Circles, also known as Two of Pentacles in the right side up position. All right. So let's see what we have here for you, dear Gemini. We're going to look at the zodiac frequencies real quickly as far as the major arcana here for you too. So we do have the strength card over there, right? So we got Leo energy showing up here in your reading. We also have the death card, Scorpio energy. So yeah, so you have just two major arcanas in your reading, not necessarily good or bad. But when we look at the zodiac frequencies as far as the majors, because every card has either one or multiple zodiac frequencies, what does it mean? So for some people, it could be you're dealing with a Leo, or you're dealing with a Scorpio, or you have a lot of that in your chart, or the other person does, vice versa, etc. Or it could also be referring to Leo season of last year, of this year, of next year. It could be referring to Scorpio season of last year, of this year, of next year, okay? Or it just doesn't necessarily resonate. So just keep it in mind whether it does or not, all right? But yeah, let's keep going. So we also want to count what is the majority of your minor arcana here, Gemini, to find out another underlying theme for your reading, okay? So let's see, we've got Two Cups, Two Swords, Two Staves or Wands, and One Pentacle. Okay, so my goodness, so quite a lot going on, right? Because it's pretty much a tie between the cups, the swords, and the wands. So it can be, when we're talking about cups, right, we're talking about our emotions. So, it could be that there's something going on here that's more emotionally charged for some. It could also be when we have that tie between the swords and the wands, that it's talking about our defenses. Do I want to use the sword as a tool or a weapon? Are my defenses too high or too low, or are they just right? And then you pair that with the cups, the emotions. Like I said, it could just be a lot going on underneath the reading, but it will be different for everybody since it is a general reading for multiple people. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we start off with your first card here, first week, the Prince of Cups in the right side up position here, dear Gemini. And again, we said this could be from around December 1st through the 7th. All right, but it looks like there could be some really nice medium-sized opportunity or communication coming in here for you. And when we talk about the first card in general, it can be energy from the recent past still kind of trickling in, but it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc., as far as that recent past energy. But this is also a very abundant energy, a fast-moving energy with the Prince of Cups. When I say medium-sized opportunity, or communication, it's basically if you used to communicate with someone, just as an example, only an email or only in text message, and then you talk on the phone, or you FaceTime visually, or you talk on Zoom, or you meet in person. Whatever the next medium step is for you in some type of communication with someone, okay? That's how you know what it is when I say medium size, right? So it's not necessarily the biggest communication or message or opportunity, but it's not the smallest either. It's not a page, it is a prince or knight, okay? Now, when we talk about this possibly being an opportunity as well, it could be coming from a person to you or company to you, or vice versa. It could be you're going to give a communication or opportunity to somebody else. But if it is coming to you, it could also be from your guardian angels, your spirit guides, what have you. And that is, another way you can look at it as well if it's not necessarily a particular person or people or company, okay? But regardless of how that may come to be for you, this is again a very abundant energy. It's for momentum and it's progress, right? So he's galloping on his horse with his cup right side up. He's leaving the storms behind him. He's moving to greener pastures. So it looks like here, Gemini, that first week of December or so, right? Since it's not exact, it looks pretty good here for you. Now, we do have on December 29th, right, because you're Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury, we have the last Mercury retrograde of the year starting on December 29th. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind if you are a sun sign Gemini, not everybody who will be watching this video is, but that's something to keep in mind in general for everybody, that's kind of coming up. And it's going to be happening from December 29th through January 17th, right? So it starts at the end of this year and goes into next year. But I kind of bring that up too as right when we're going to get to your second card here, Gemini, because you have the Ten of Swords in the right side up position. Now, technically, if we're on the second card and we go to the fourth card, that's more when officially Mercury retrograde stuff will be happening. But for some people, myself included, sometimes I'll feel it a couple weeks in advance. So that could be some of the energy that's showing up here, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But I do like to kind of talk about the collective unconscious as far as the astrology. So you go from that Prince of Cups in the right side up position to the Ten of Swords energy for your second week. So there could be something really stressful here for you, Gemini, or for the other person you're dealing with, multiple people, general environment situation. But yes, we're talking about anxiety, worry, overthinking, mental exhaustion. This person is lying down looking like they're dead, right, with all the swords in their body. But the good thing is it's a 10, okay? It's 10 of swords. So 10 is the highest number in tarot. So it looks like that whatever this anxiety, worry, overthinking, mental exhaustion is happening, it looks like it's the end of it, okay? So we have quite a few cards underneath it. This is where Spirit wanted me to talk to you about what's in the top and the bottom of both the tarot decks that I'm using. Just to get even more insight. So I like to sometimes call them the sponsor cards or the cards that made it possible for this Ten of Swords in the right side up position to come out. Okay, so we'll start with the first set. All right. So with this deck, you have the Eight of Swords in the right side up position and the Princess of Staves in the reverse position. Now, this is always past energy that goes underneath that first top four. So it's going to not be recent past, but further back than that, whatever that means for you. So again, it could be a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. All right, but we do have this Eight of Swords in the right side up position on one side, right? And so this shows us that in the past, somebody was really working on a person or an energy to let go of the anxiety, worry, overthinking. So she's fanning herself, this Japanese kind of geisha woman, right? She's looking out at the water, okay, to try to say, how can I use my emotions to not overwhelm me, but to help me with these anxiety, worry, overthinking, okay? So it's like she's aware, but she's still kind of in it and going through it. Okay, so again, this is past energy. Then on the other hand, we have this Princess of Staves, or also known as Princess of Wands, in the reverse position. So this is about possibly for some in the past, somebody was, or something, or energy, not feeling super confident, okay, not fully ready to step into the new life that they want, or fully step into all their innate talents and gifts. Okay. It could also be that in the past, somebody was not ready for some type of, let's say, initiation into a next level to elevate in some area of their life or multiple areas of their life. Okay, with that Princess of Staves in the reverse position. It could also be for some that there was not enough loyalty, or there was a disloyalty energy, something with loyalty, right? Because she has the dog by her side. Okay, if you can see it, but it is reversed. Okay, so again, these are kind of just giving us more insight about why that 10 of Swords in the right side up position showed up here for you. Okay, but let's go underneath that. Okay, so this is like an additional even more insight, right? Because it's not always come out this way, but Spirit was like, they're all going right here today. And I was like, okay, I receive it. So let's see what we have here for you with the other deck. Again, past energy. So this time we have the Knight of Cups in the right side up position was on the top of your deck. And the Death card in the right side up position, Scorpio energy, was on the bottom of your deck. Okay. So it looks like here in the past, Gemini, I was about to say Scorpio, but no, you're Gemini. I'm like, no, this is Scorpio. You Gemini. Oops, and I'm dropping things. This is kind of saying here, well, it's so interesting, actually. Let me take it back first before or let me bring myself back. Rewind. Or yes. You have a repeating card here. Okay, Gemini. So I just realized that, right? You got the Prince of Cups and the Knight of Cups. The Knight and the Princess are the same. Okay, so this is current present energies and this is past energies. Okay, so when you get the same card in two different decks, it's a particular message from Spirit to really look close at even more detail into why this keeps showing up here. Okay, so if there's 78 cards, 72 cards in each tarot deck, then it would be 1 in 78 chances that it's going to come out again. Okay, so that just kind of goes to show you. So yeah, maybe when we put it with this Death card, right, from the past, it could be that in the past, when there was some type of medium-sized opportunity, communication that came through, it cleared the way to start having new things in your life with the Death card, right? So clearing away the old to make room for the new. But when you have that Prince of Cups in the right side up position in the future current present energies, and then the Ten of Swords is following it, it could be for some of you guys that there's still something that needs to be cleared away. It could also be for some of you guys that in the past, maybe let's say there wasn't so many expectations with some type of past communication or opportunity in a certain way that was more emotionally fulfilling. Maybe there was less, again, expectations in some way. And then here, even though let's say you get a good medium-sized communication or opportunity, we can have good stress too, right? So that could be, again, part of the Ten of Swords, like, well, what am I going to do now with this promotion? Or what am I going to do now that I'm moving in with Bobby? Or what am I going to do now when I'm having this baby? Or whatever it is, right? So there's good stress and bad stress. But whatever it is, I think that you can work through it, Gemini, because it'll be a little bit different for everybody, of course. But let's see what else we have here, because we still have 3 more cards here for you. So now, when we transition into your third card, we said this could be from around December 16th through the 23rd. We do have a little bit of an energetic blockage or challenge or gentle reminders, I like to call it. But we have the Four of Staves, also known as Four of Wands, in the reverse position. Okay, so perhaps somebody or something is not feeling comfortable with something. They're not quite ready to get vulnerable about something. If we're talking about the Four of Wands, normally it would be a celebrations card. It would be about union card, right? Rather, whether it's romantic, platonic, friends or family, or union of different parts of yourself or your shadow self. But it's in the reverse position. So perhaps there's some type of union that needs to address being vulnerable in some way or being comfortable in some way, or perhaps there's a union put on hold if it is a celebration like a marriage or something like that. That could also be present. Now, when we also talk about the wands or the staves, as it's called in this deck, it can talk about our physical body. So, for some of you guys, hopefully not a lot of you, and hopefully I'm just straight up wrong with this, but there could be something. Okay, that was funny. And turn that down. All right. Um, there could be something going on as far as the health, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about it because it could also be when this Four of Wands or Four of Staves, when it's following the Ten of Swords, it could also be like if we have a lot of mental stress, right, because we have the mind body spirit connection, it could obviously cause some physical stress to the body, okay, for some, but not everybody. So that's a couple of things that just, going on here. If there is a way to have, let's say, more comfortability, more vulnerability, um, having more unions or celebrations in your life. Maybe just put some boundaries on it for yourself. If this is indeed about you, Gemini, or if it's about the other person, maybe use your kid gloves with them, or however you want to say it. But yeah, it just kind of, it could also just be the timing, right? So let me go back in the astrology notes and see real quickly, December 16th through the 23rd, what we have going on there. So we have a last quarter moon on the 16th. Okay, we have Ceres enters into Libra on this December 18th, December 20th. Jupiter enters Aries December 21st. Winter solstice, official season, start of Capricorn season. And then we have Chiron direct, okay? Because what did I say? The 16th through the 23rd. So, yeah. So maybe it's the Chiron, okay? Chiron going direct, though. So maybe that will be towards the end of this card, the end of the third week, and then coming into the fourth week, because technically Chiron, the wounded healer that goes over everything to do with healing, physical healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing, all the healing, right? That's going direct on December 23rd. So maybe after that, right, the comfortability, the vulnerability, the unions, the celebrations, all those things kind of start to come back, okay? Because we could just be focused on other things, right? We also have, for everyone, for the general astrology notes, when Ceres enters into Libra, it covers things like nurturing energy, food, agriculture, nourishment, motherland, family, motherhood, right? All those kind of things. So the metaphors of that. So maybe it's just not the right time because you're dealing with family or you're dealing with some type of nurturing energy again, maybe preparing yourself like pre-healing, Chiron going direct, okay? And then it could also be with Jupiter entering into Aries. It could be that you are more focused on the other person or general environment situation on travel, religion, politics, growth, abundance, that kind of thing. So that's one way you could look at it, but let's keep going. I don't want to stay on that too long. So now, Gemini, when we get to your fourth week, things start to pick up for you and look, like it's definitely getting lighter as far as the energy. Because we have in that fourth week the Two of Sacred Circles, also known as Two of Pentacles in the right side up position. Okay, so now we're talking about maybe possibly in the week from December 24th through the 29th. It's not exact, okay? But now we are wanting to start to build abundance with our money, but also not just that, whatever it is we want to manifest in our life, okay? Our values build our work on and build on our values. How can I be valued more? How can the other person? How can the environment, etc. Now, with this Two of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, we see this Native American man is calling to the bear spirit for more guidance about how do I, you know, juggle my resources, my money, my energy, my time, my love, all the different things, right, that it could be about. But more and more talking about pentacles or sacred circles, it can be stuff with money or values, okay? But he's calling to the bear, right? So that's the metaphor for hibernation, right? How can I save my money? How can I save my energy? How can I make sure I'm being valued correctly, right? So it's lots of kind of things going on in the background here. But I like this here for you, Gemini, because it is really nice energy too when we talk about, regardless of where you are in the world and what the weather is and all that stuff, when we get to one end of one calendar year and we're about to start the beginning of another calendar year, it's also always good and goes with the energy, complementary to the energy to reflect and say, like, what did I learn? What do I want to learn? What do I want to do next time, etc. Blah blah blah. Right. So it's like, how do I? It goes with the hibernation mode of the bear, right? As far as asking the questions about what can be happening for the future, that kind of energy. Okay. So let's keep going though, because we still have one more card here for you, Gemini. So now we're getting to your tarot confirmation card. And this is going to come in and confirm all 4 weeks we just talked about. So this is that Leo energy that I mentioned at the beginning of the reading. All right, so we have the Strength card in the right side up position. Now, the way I like to read these confirmation cards is they're a combination of past and future energy, okay? But the way that this card showed up and the position that it's in, I feel like it's just telling you for the second and the third week, a little bit of the bumpy stuff that we talked about earlier, just to remain strong, Gemini, right? Tap into the fire areas of your birth chart, right? Where you have that fiery energy. And know that if you were strong before, you can be strong again, right? Know that you can also even embody those energies or look to someone who does those things naturally to help you during that time too. Look where you have Leo in your chart, right? Since this is Leo energy, that might also be a clue. But I like this for you, Gemini. I feel like you just stay strong through December, and you never know what's going to come up in January, okay? And then your last excuse me, little oracle card here before we switch over to Cancer. This is a Rebecca Campbell deck. But anyway, hopefully I'm going to pronounce this right. But it's Irama. I think that's how you say it. Okay, so I'll show you the card in just a second. But we have this woman standing in the water, and there's all these different type of archaeological famous sites around her kind of floating in the background or floating in the water with her. So basically the name or the theme of the card underneath the name says, where are you being called to journey to, right? So it almost looks like, if you can see, there's like a Stonehenge thing here. There's some Egyptian structures and all of that. So it could be saying, where are you being called to journey to? It could be a physical journey. It could be in the astral realm, in the 5D. It could be in the 3D, right? But I like this, so I would look up, or I can look up real quickly, because this is the Starseed Oracle deck. So sometimes it'll have like Atlantis or Edmoria, or how do you say it? Lemuria. I'm sorry. So I don't remember what this one is, but it's usually either a series of constellations or planets, and it's talking about something from possibly a past life. Okay, but let's see what it says, because I don't want to like keep talking and be like, that's not what it means at all. Okay, so it is a Celtic word, and it means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we're going, but our soul knows the way. Let's see what else it says. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place both within us and to this planet as well. You're being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it's a journey to the world's sacred sites, like I was saying, the Stonehenge, or you're being called to drive across the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage is impossible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul train and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or special place. Perhaps you're being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. All right, so that's from Rebecca Campbell's website where I was reading that. But yeah, so interesting. I hope you got something from this, dear Gemini. And always feel free to let me know how things play out for you. And yeah, if you want to, there's there are a couple, yes, 3 different ways you can support the channel here. You can like the video, which shares the algorithms with others within YouTube. You can physically share it with someone by emailing it to them or texting it to them or sharing it on your social media. Or the third way is to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It is free as well. All you have to do is click the subscribe button, and if you already have a YouTube email set up for free, it just notifies you when I put out new videos. So anyway, let's see what time. We're almost at 33 minutes. So let's go ahead and clear the energy and switch over to Cancer. All right. So I did want to say to people that have seen me before that, or just to everyone, right, whether you've seen me before or not. Sorry, I thought I was turning it down. I turned it up. Is that I have already kind of pre-selected your cards for this next reading, just because over here in the States, we do have Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I have some stuff I got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull the ones I already did for you here, Cancer. Okay, so you unfortunately won't be able to see me shuffle on screen this time, but I'm sure that when we do the next series of readings that that can happen for you if that's what you want. So I just have to pull up on my phone. I took a picture of it earlier. Make sure I'm laying the cards down right. Okay, so this is here. Just bear with me. This is here. And these 2 are here. This one goes under here. Yeah. Okay. So the only one I didn't pick yet was your Oracle card. So I can at least do that one on screen for you. All right, Cancer. So let's do that real quickly. All right. Spirits, guide my hands, messages for water sign Cancer, the twin fish, for December 1st through December 29th. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. One card only, please, spirits. Messages for Cancer, water sign Cancer, the crab, for their highest vibration. All right. So that was quick. All right. Awesome. So we'll just take a quick picture and then we'll get started, Cancer. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's make sure it's in focus. All right. Looks good. Cancer. Let's also do a sound bell though before we get started to again kind of let go of Gemini energy and kind of just rebalance ourselves and tune in. All right. And for those of you who are just tuning in later, this is going to be a general reading as well, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, money, health, etc. It is a timeless reading, so it can go beyond or forward from December 1st through the 29th. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Also, if you aren't a sun sign Cancer, everyone is welcome. We all have Cancer somewhere in our chart. So wanted to say that too. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started though. All right. And it will be loud for just a few moments, but just bear with me. Hopefully it won't be too bad for you. And we're just going to go ahead and take a deep breath and zone out. You don't have to take a deep breath if you don't want to, but I like to do that and stretch sometimes. Okay. All right, Cancer. All right, Cancer. That was a good one. All right. So let's see what we have here for you, Cancer. So we have again the 4-week time period we're talking about roughly, right? It doesn't have to be, it could be before or after the 4 weeks, but that's what we're saying as far as the timing, original timing for the video. But yeah, so each of these 4 cards on the top is going to talk about a week's time period. So I was saying it could be that the first card is from around December 1st through the 7th. The second card can be from around December 8th through the 15th. The third card can be from around December 16th through the 23rd. And the fourth card can be from around December 24th through the 29th. I will say the dates again when we're on each one of those cards. But yeah, let's see as far as the zodiac frequencies they're showing up for you here as far as the major arcana. Then we'll look at the minor arcana real quickly, and then we'll get into the bulk of the reading. All right, so we do have some Taurus energy here for you, Cancer, as far as the major. So you really only have one major arcana. That's not necessarily a good thing or bad thing, but for some of you guys, you could be dealing with a Taurus, or you have a lot of Taurus in your chart, or the other person does, or multiple people, general environment situation. It could also be referencing Taurus season of last year, of this year, of next year, or it doesn't have to mean anything at all, but we do like to call it out in the beginning. But let's see what else we have here for you as far as the majority of your minor arcana. So you've got 3 cups, 2 swords, 2 wands, and a pentacle. Okay. So it's a little bit of what was going on in some ways as far as the Gemini reading. Okay, so we have the combination 4 cups, swords, and wands. Okay, so there could be something going on emotionally as far as our defenses with the swords and the wands, right? It could be, an underlying theme to this reading is talking about, is my mental health in a good place? Is my mental health being affected by my emotions on the good or the bad side, or is it more balanced? As far as the swords, oh no, that is swords are mental health. Sorry, my bad. As far as the wands, that's a more physical body, right? Fire sign energy. So it could be more about, is there something going on emotionally that's affecting my physical body or my health in that way? So again, that's just kind of underlying theme, but let's see, what we have as far as the main part of your reading here. All right, Cancer. So let's go ahead and call out your cards. You're starting off here with the Princess of Cups in the right side up position, the Six of Cups in the right side up position, the King of Swords in the right side up position, and the Princess of Staves, also known as Princess of Wands, in the right side up position. And then we'll go over the other cards a little bit later. But yeah, this is, you definitely have, those cups are, starting off in your first 2 weeks here, Cancer. So that makes sense, right? Because when we talk about cups, we're talking about our emotions and what do we drink sometimes in a cup? Water, right? Cancer being a water sign, depending on where you have Cancer in your chart, but it is that water sign energy. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here in that first week, which we said could be from around the 1st through the 7th of December. And we have the Princess of Cups in the right side up position. So this can talk about, you know, there's perhaps for some a little bit of this non traditional energy as far as either your emotions or someone else's emotions or the general environment situation. Because this is the Morgana figure. So she is the one of the goddesses of herbal medicine and witchcraft. She's picking her herbs at night. We see the moon in the background, right? So Pisces energy over there a little bit. But I did say we're water sign with the cup, so it would be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio as well. But yeah, this Morgana figure here, she's open to learning. She's not a queen. She isn't necessarily set in her ways in certain aspects, but she's looking for what makes her emotionally fulfilled and happy, and all of those things, what goes in her cup, right? So she's looking for those things, and she may be taking a non traditional route as far as emotionally finding those things, okay? Because again, she's doing this at night. So maybe you have a job where you work at night. A lot of people work at night, but maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's like, my father's father's father and everyone in my family was a doctor, and I want to be a ballet dancer or whatever it is, right? So there is a little bit of that non-traditional energy here, but not necessarily for everybody, okay? But this is a nice card to start off your reading regardless here, Cancer, because it is about forward momentum and progress, and it just has this really nice energy, like I said, to start off your reading, but also we're talking about a new month in December to start off your December. Okay, so I like to see that here for you, and being open to learning is always great, right? Um, all right, let's keep going and see what we have for your second week. So now we're talking about the Six of Cups in the right side up position, and we said it could be from around December 8th through the 15th or so. But again, it's what is time, right? It's all relative and moving. All right, so this energy can talk about a person from the past, an energy from the past, a feeling from the past. Again, we're talking about emotions with the cups. All right. But it is more like this nostalgic feeling of good times, let's say. So sometimes you see two children playing and they're giving each other apples and fruit, okay, in some cards. This card, the way we see it is there's an older Well, yeah, he's got a beard. This older alchemist, okay, and he's teaching the young apprentice behind him. All right. So it could be that the boy, the apprentice, is like, I don't really want to learn this right now. I'm not feeling fully adult, right? I want to go outside and play, blah, blah, blah. So for some, it could be this feeling of not being grown up for or not yeah, being grown up enough for some. Okay, it could be just or just having these fond memories of the past is great, but as long as you don't stay there forever. But let's kind of see what's underneath it, okay, because you really don't have any energetic blockages here in your reading, Cancer. Yeah, so that's good, right? All of your cards in the first four are right side up, and yeah, it's looking really good. But let's see what's underneath it to get even more insight about maybe why the Six of Cups is showing up here for you. So we have again past energy, whether it's a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. But we have the Ten of Cups in reverse and that Eight of Swords in the right side up position on the bottom. Okay. So it looks like here, Cancer, that there could have been something in the past here that was like really not great feeling. Okay. With that Ten of Cups in the reverse position. It could be like that soul crushing feeling of something that you thought was going to be maybe what you wanted, or the other person, or vice versa, etc. You were looking for some type of rainbows and celebrations. You were perhaps looking for an ending and a new beginning, but again, it was reversed. So perhaps that because in this current present possibilities, probabilities showing up here, um, you are really given this kind of green light. It could be because in the past you didn't have that, right, Cancer? Because you have that Ten of Cups in reverse, and then you also have the Eight of Swords right side up. So in the past, it was like perhaps there was too many emotions. That's the other thing with the Ten of Cups in reverse with that Eight of Swords is like maybe the emotions were clouding someone's logical mind, their crown chakra, right? Their, let's say, you could, if you wanted to compare the crown chakra or logical mind with the 3D world, some people like to say that, right? So maybe there was a lot of difficulty with that in the past, okay? But it looks like in this future stuff coming up here for you, I don't see that. So I just realized that was upside down. I hope I didn't take the picture of that upside down. Let me check real quickly. Yeah, I did. That's okay. It takes 2 seconds. Um, like, wait, that's upside down. Okay. Your oracle card was upside down, not the other ones. All right. Anyway, back to it. So yeah, Cancer. Like I was saying, this stuff in the past is done. So let's keep going. There's nothing much else to say about that. All right. Now, Cancer, when we get to your third week, we do have the King of Swords in the right side up position. And we said this could be from around December 16th through the 23rd or so. But this is about having perhaps that ending a new beginning, because now we have a king, okay, and you started off with the princess, all right? So for some, there could be a leveling up in some area of your life or multiple areas of your life. But it's really about having that logical mind working for you, right? The crown chakra, the swords, the air sign energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, if we're just naming air sign energy, right? But he is using his tool as a weapon. This Japanese guy is fishing, right? So he's like, I know how to use it as a tool and a weapon, but right now I'm going to use it as a tool. So it's about having good mental health here, which is really nice to see as well. So yeah, he's able to focus and really do what he needs to do, really effortlessly. So that's nice to see here for you, Cancer. And he's standing in water. So even though it's air sign energy with the King of Swords, He's still got water all around him. He's not saying he doesn't have emotions. He's just like in control of it and making them kind of work together. So beautiful hair for you, Cancer. I love to see it. um, and yeah, I'm actually a Cancer rising, so I'm like, yay! But let's see what else we have for you here for you guys, right? Because it's not about me. It's the collective Cancer energy. So when we get to the fourth week, we have a Princess of Staves, also known as Princess of Wands, in the right side up position. And we said this could be from around December 24th through December 29th. I ended it at the 29th, full disclosure, because that's when Mercury retrograde starts. But right, December goes to the 31st. So you could say it goes through the 31st or even the first couple of weeks of January. I'm not weeks, days of January, or maybe weeks. Well, I don't know. But anyway, let's see what we have here for you. So now we have something where really interesting here, Cancer. You started off with the Princess of Cups as your first card, and then you're ending with the Princess of Staves as your last card, as far as the first four cards we're talking about. Yes, hello, Nefertiti. Girl. No, 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 no. I know. It's not even dinner time. Come here. Eat a booba. Now, you say hi to everyone and then get off screen, please. Excuse me. Oh, girl, you're messing up everything. I love you, though. I love you. Okay, thank you. Please work with me, girl. All right. Sorry, guys. Animals are activated. They're like, isn't it Thanksgiving tomorrow? Like, I seen you buy all this food. Like, where's the food? I'm like, you don't get fed for another hour in FCD. Don't play, girl. Okay. Okay, so sorry, guys. I lost my train of thought. Princess of Cups, Princess of Staves, right? So you start with the princess, you end with the princess, okay? So I really feel like this is possibly for some of you guys a great learning period. Of course, we are talking about December 1st through the 29th. So half of that is Sagittarius season, so really supportive of learning, okay, or teaching or taking a class. The other half is Capricorn energy. So not to say that other signs aren't good at learning or teaching or taking a class. It's just more supportive of that energy. I forgot to say that before. But really with this Princess of Staves here, it could now be that somebody's confidence here is renewed in that fourth week, the last week of December. Okay, it could also be that now there's a feeling of having more loyalty around you, your support system, your friends, family, mental health care worker, romantic lover, etc. Blah blah blah, right? Whatever it is. So we see that with the dog that is next to this princess. That's what I was pointing to. Sorry, I forgot to say that. But this is looking really nice energy here. It could also be for some of you guys if there was some health issues in the recent past. When we have that Princess of Staves in the right side up position, now it's saying that there could be better health as far as the physical body is concerned. But yeah, it's looking really good. So let's keep going though. We still have 3 more tarot cards and then your little oracle card at the very end. All right, so Cancer, now we're getting to your tarot confirmation card, which is going to come in here and confirm all 4 weeks, all 4 cards on the top that we just talked about. And it is a combination of past and future energies, the way that I like to read it, all right? But here's that Taurus energy that I mentioned in the beginning with the Hierophant in the right side up position. Oh my God, I just realized too, the Hierophant rules schools, higher levels of learning, institutions. I said you started with the princess, you ended with the princess. I said it is supportive of learning, taking a class, teaching, right, during the half of this December because it's Sagittarius reading, and then you got the Hierophant. So that's definitely reinforcing what I said before, okay? Now, when we have this oh my God, can't talk. Hierophant, oh my God, I was about to say it wrong. Hierophant energy here, Cancer. This is also talking about not only a teacher, but it's a spiritual guru, it's a priest, it's a mentor, it's a guide, right? We really usually have it depicted as a priest, and here it is as well, okay? I just realized my Computer is about to die, but it's sitting on the charger. There we go. Okay. It just wasn't connecting all the way. But anyway, now you can see the card more up close anyway. Okay. um, so yeah, so this is about leadership qualities as well. Okay. So for some of you guys, when this Hierophant energy shows up, it's like, is there ways where I want to work on being a better leader? Or, oh my goodness, excuse me, one second. Underneath it, because this is where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck here underneath that Hierophant. Okay, so what we have is the Four of Wands in the right side up position, and the Seven of Pentacles in the right side up position. Now, this is again past energy. All right, so it looks past. Cancer, there was a lot of controlling energy. Well, no, that's weird. I read it as the Four of Pentacles, but it's the Four of Wands. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe for like one person there was some controlling energy, but I take that back. This is the Four of Wands, not the Four of Pentacles. But yeah, maybe it's a message for somebody because I said it for some reason. This is about unions, okay? The Four of Wands card. It's about vulnerability and comfortability, okay? So in the past, perhaps the reason or the way that you were able to get into your own leadership qualities in yourself, or the way that you were able to find a mentor, spiritual teacher, guru, guide, priest, etc., was because you were able to get vulnerable and ask the hard questions of that person, multiple people, vice versa, etc. It could also be with the Seven of Pentacles here in the right side up position, that there was, let's say, some money backing this leadership qualities, or going back to school for some, or taking a class, right? We always, of course, need the financial part to do the 3D stuff. But it could also be that when we talk about pentacles, we're talking about values. So perhaps in the past, a union, whether it was one union or multiple unions between romantic union, partnership, work partnership, friends or family, etc., union of different parts of ourselves coming together, this union could have been providing a feeling of being valued more, okay, in that past energy, and it's supporting the Hierophant in the future, current, present energies. All right. And this is past and future, right? So it's always like when this confirmation card comes up top here, and it's confirming all 4 weeks, it's like it can go either way, right? It's kind of giving you that option, right? Because you always have a choice, and we always have free will, okay? But with all that being said, let me give you a little oracle card here, Cancer. This one got a little damaged, but hopefully you can still see it. So there's a girl in a martini glass, and she's dancing and swimming around, okay? So the name of the card is Play. So that is an additional message for this time period and beyond, dear Cancer. It says, have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. You can see the little martini girl. Maybe if I get too close, sometimes it doesn't focus all the way. Or you just take my word for it if you can't see it. But yeah, like I said, you have no energetic blockages. It really looks like a green light here. So yeah, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious, Cancer. Okay, that is your message. I love it for you, Cancer. Always feel free to let me know how it plays out for you. And again, if you want to see the photo that I took, all you have to do is click in the description box below after the live and just follow the link to my website, to my Facebook, and you'll see that photo there shortly. And what else? Yes, if you want to support the channel, there are 3 ways to do that. So you can, of course, subscribe, which is free. You can also like the video, which not only tells me, it shares it more with others in the first couple hours or first day or so of the video being out. So that's always cool. And then the third way is you can also share it on your social media or send it to a friend, text them, email them, whatever. But whatever you feel God to do, there is no pressure. But I really appreciate you guys for your views and everything and your energy. So that's pretty much it for today. I will be coming back not tomorrow, but Friday. We'll be picking up with Leo and Virgo. Yes, Leo and Virgo on Friday. All right, guys, take care. See you later. Bye.